What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Rated G. I'm your host, G Terado. And if you are new to the podcast, you're new to the channel, welcome to Rated G. This is a platform where I like to have honest discussions and conversations revolving all things art and creativity, and sometimes revolving, just society, culture, entertainment, stuff I'm just generally into. Um, so if you enjoy this type of content and you enjoy this episode, please like and subscribe to see more. Ring the notification bell. That way you know when a new podcast or more content on YouTube is dropping. And if you want to follow me on social media, all my links are provided in the description below, as well as my online shop in case you want to check out and purchase any artwork. Both prints and originals are available online. Um, and yeah, for if you've been here before, maybe once, twice, multiple times, welcome back and thank you for coming back. Now, we are going to be sort of recapping this uh, autumn season, fall season, because as you know or may know, depending if you've been here before on the last couple episodes, I've been on a hiatus for a few months. So these first few episodes have been sort of like just catching up. And I will be recording a couple of more solo eps. I haven't yet been able to bank a few recordings just yet, but I plan on doing a couple more solo, so bear with me, all right? Just bear with me. I will start booking guests soon. It's just, it's the holiday season. I just feel like, everyone's just focusing on their own shit. So I don't want to be, I obviously don't want to be any type of burden. All right, I don't want people to have like another obligation while getting ready for the holiday season. So just yeah. Anyway, um, I want to go back to September because that was actually quite a pivotal moment uh, this year for me creatively and sort of as an artist as well. Um, and yeah, basically in the beginning of September, I believe, in the middle of the week too. It's kind of like kind of random, not random, but random. If that makes any sense, it was just like I want to say it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday night kind of kind of thing. But I went out and saw this band called Cybertronic Spree. Now I may have mentioned them once or twice on the podcast. I don't remember, so forgive me. But if you don't know who they are, I went by myself, shamelessly and very proudly. Okay. But it was awesome. Okay. No regrets. It was awesome. And seeing them kind of just turned up my inner geek. It just turned the knob up a little bit more. Because it led me to, I tell you, like I was already in a Transformers rabbit hole, right? I did an episode a few months ago going through like the list of all the Transformers movies, and very interesting to look back now, especially after Hasbro had announced they are done funding Transformers movies and so that they can focus more on video games, which I don't know if there's a correlation with that to, the news going around about Transformers, War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron video games. And Devastation, which I've never played. I played the War and Fall of Cybertron, and they were fucking awesome. So I'd love to play them again. I've never played Devastation, but apparently that's a really good video game as well. So I wonder if there's a correlation with that. Anyway, it's unfortunate that that's going to be the case as far as films go. Films goes. Just felt weird saying that. Uh, But yeah, because like, oh man, my brain is going all over the place right now because there's so much I want to talk about. But yeah, seeing Cybertronic Spree just really kind of maybe turn up the volume on my inner geekness, um, my inner geek, because I what was I saying before? I started collecting Transformers again. I started collecting action figures again. I was reading some. I got into comics very lightly. I haven't bought anything new in a while. It's mainly just been action figures, but I did start reading some comics again. Um, but yeah, I just like I don't know. They just like really turned up the knob there, and so seeing them live was awesome. No regrets there. But I do want to talk about Transformers 1 because a few months ago, all right, going back to prior to taking the hiatus, I did talk about, my sort of like initial thoughts to the movie. Yeah, I don't know, man. Because like this is clearly a family movie. They're trying to bring in new fans, but I don't know why you would go this route. It definitely feels like a Pixar or like a DreamWorks family film. Like it's got all the corny jokes and all that stuff. Whatever, like I'm gonna try to be open-minded. I'm gonna say right now, I did see it and it actually exceeded my expectations. Cause again, 3 months ago, I was unsure about it just based on the general aesthetic, visually, and also the way it was marketed. Like it just had it just felt very kiddish, right? Especially with like the dialogue, that's like my only critique, really. Like the designs. The character designs like they actually weren't bad like watching the movie like it works, right? um and but it's just the dialogue was too modern. I don't know, there was just something about it. Also, I feel like it could have done well even without the big names that were voicing these characters, like Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax, Optimus Prime, Keegan Michael Key as Bumblebee, ScarJo as Alita One, and I don't know the actor's name that played Megatron, but he was in that train movie with Brad Pitt, right? I'm so bad with names, but I can name all or I can point out the actors, and the actor that's gonna be in the Craven movie. He was also in that movie with Brad Pitt and the voice actor for Megatron. But anyway, uh yeah, like I feel like if you just found like some other voice actors like that are mainly voice actors, right? There's some like very popular voice actors out there in the industry that they probably could have went to and that would have been cool too. Like I don't think like they didn't have to go with like Chris Hemsworth and basically the Avengers and right. But yeah, like the animation was great. Like that's the thing. Like I take back what I said something in regards to like the colors, the coloration of the characters and like the movie overall. But it like looking back, watching the movie, like everything was really cool. Like um and just it's just unfortunate that like this is like the potentially the last Transformers, like fully animated Transformers movie that we're gonna get, right? There was potential in the Bumblebee movie, and then fucking Rise of the Beast was I wanted to like it, but it I just no, it didn't work out. I don't like it. Um, but yeah, like yeah, man, like and it's just funny because for a while YouTubers like fans were trying to like keep they're really trying to uplift Transformers 1, right? Because they feel like this was the last leg, like the last um thing that could save the franchise. And yeah, especially like, it was the 40th anniversary for the franchise, which is wild to think about. The 1986 movie that came out the year I was born, and I love that movie so much. So yeah, it's just like unfortunate that Transformers 1 didn't do as well in theaters as it could have, because it was a really fun movie. Like there were moments in like there's a lot of nods to everything that we've been watching all these years. So there was even like a GoBot like reference in one of their jokes. Like, so they really try to tap into all of the sort of Easter eggs that some hardcore fans would catch. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like so much drama with Hasbro, and this is a bummer because like I'm like all in again with Transformers. Like as you can see again, I've been collecting, collecting to the point where I now am making YouTube content with of toy reviews. And a lot of it's been Transformers. I got some Ghostbusters out there right now, and I got more coming soon. But yeah, like that's what happened. That's what happens after watching Cybertronic Spree, And also shout out to Mega Ran, who was a teacher, now is a rapper, and he raps about this stuff, like, stuff that we grew up watching and playing, like video games and stuff like that. So he's got a lot of he actually did this really cool song for the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Story I like to tell about four youngsters coming out of the shell. You might be wondering what this world comes to. Talking turtles all bursting kung fu, straight from the sewer, making maneuvers in New York City, bringing it to wrongdoers.
Which is really dope. But yeah, man. So that night, again, very the pivotal moment, because it got me to where I am right now with the tour reviewing content, as well as creatively with my art. Like I'm kind of, doubling down on the fan slash like fan fiction art, because like I kind of had this thing about, not wanting to be identified as just a fan artist. Because if you go to my table or like, go to my social media or my website, you see like I have like different whether you want to call them different categories, different styles, different genres, or whatever you want to, fill in the blank. um but yeah, like you get all sorts of things from my work. And I think that's what kind of, watching Mega Ran and Cybertronic Spree, it really sort of opened my eyes again on like I loved this stuff because it was an escape of reality, right? As an escape from reality. That's why we play video games. That's why we read comic books. We love these cartoons, movies, whatever it is, right? Um, and I think that that just adds to why I love making the the more nostalgic fan art. I've been really tapping in some of the 80s stuff and like early 90s lately. And yeah, again, just looking back and on my childhood too, like that was my escape. And the world is crazy now. Has been crazy for some time now, and things are shifting again. It's just like, man, to escape that. That's why I've spoken about this multiple times. Like that's why I've been watching these old school morning cartoons again, because like it's just that was the escape, and now I'm kind of like using that as an escape again. Um, and it's always such a fulfilling uh experience and moment to hear people when they when they visit my table and look at my work and flip through all the prints, like, and they're, oh man, like, just I kind of feeling nostalgic and recalling their childhood. I'm like, oh man, I grew up on this and whatnot. So like that's those are my drives to, again, doubling down on the fan art. Because I've also been vocal about trying to produce more tech utopia art. For those who aren't familiar with that, what I'm referring to, tech utopia is an ongoing uh, series that I've been working on, a painting series. It's very personal, but I've always talked about how, like, it's such a dark place. Like, it's a dystopian future involving technology, the effects of like social media and advanced technology. And it's very personal. It's like a lot of it's just like my personal views and just how I've been feeling throughout this sort of like transition into this technological world. And like, we're like even just sort of like emotionally and like characteristically, we're just becoming more robotic than just human. So, to tap into that narrative, like, in my work, it's very draining. It's very tasking on my mental health. And I think it's like sticking with the fan art and like, even just like more other, just something more positive, I guess. Uh that's why I want to like double down on it. It's just like I'm not ready to go back into that world. There's a lot of things that need to be developed. Like I take notes, right? Because I have ideas that I want to work on, but I need to like flesh them out in my writing. So, like in my note taking, I mean. So anyway, um, yeah. So again, pivotal, pivotal, and doubling down uh, have been the results of seeing Cybertronic spree live. It was awesome. But so I guess the last highlight of September would be my first event in Virginia Beach, because it's been like 3 years since I've been living down here in Richmond, and I've never, I hadn't been down to Virginia Beach yet. And that's where there's a lot of Filipinos over there. Um, so yeah, I mean, I didn't get to really explore um that area yet, but just being there, just step footing there, it went down in September, and I did this really awesome Filipino event that was hosted by some friends, and it was awesome. Like I doing Filipino markets is if it's really fulfilling for me, especially, being so vocal and adamant about trying to reconnect with my culture. Um, yeah, doing these events really has filled, that sort of that hole, that I often feel. Um, so yeah, it was a great time. Saw some familiar faces, met some other new friends. It was an awesome vibe. So, you know, couldn't really ask for more other than hopefully I'll be back doing more of their events in the future. Um, then October was very busy because I was pursuing I was partaking in the October challenge, which is Inktober. There's also other uh, um prompts, like creative prompts, like Arttober is another one, but it's just when every day has a a word dedicated to each day. And one year, was it 2018? I did sketch cards. 2018 or 2017, I did sketch cards. And yeah, this year I decided to do them again, and I'm glad I did because they've been selling. So um, so I'm glad I did that, and yeah, just trying to keep up with that. I mean, it was fun. It wasn't that stressful. Sometimes it can be really stressful. I feel like the bigger the illustrations that I do, the more stressful. But yeah, so I was doing that. Then I did this like street market. It was on the streets of Manchester. And I really didn't know what to expect. Like I always tell like young vendors, like art vendors, to pay attention to the content of the like event coordinators, see how well they market and promote their events, because it's a telling of like the quality of their events, like, and like see like how many people engage with their account, because see if they have like a dedicated following and a community, because then you at least kind of like get an idea that there may be an actual presence with like people coming to the event. Um, so like, so I saw some of the things they were posting up, and I, to me it was a little questionable. Like, I don't know. I find videos of women twerking off-putting, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I'm just kind of like, I thought this was supposed to be like a nice like family event, and then you got these girls twerking and shit, bending over and whatnot. I don't know. It's just like, to each their own, of course. But um and like there were some postings like kind of pointing fingers, and people are feeling underrepresented by the city and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, this is like, I don't know what I'm getting into here. But overall, it was actually a great experience. I sold many prints, sold sketch cards, right? If anything, I was just on edge because of my parking. Like, I wasn't, I'm always paranoid about street parking, but everything worked out. So that whole day, like, was just like up and down, or it started off very low, and then a shaky, way up to the peak, you know. But then it turned out great. Like, you really never, we always say you never know with these markets, especially how regular they are, because it's very saturated in the city. So it's very hit or miss with a lot of markets, even sometimes popular ones. But yeah, you just gotta hope for the best. Um, and then later that month, um, another great turnout, but actually, this one didn't have a rough start. The first, so I did it. This is the second time I'm doing this event with this organization called the Filipino American Association of Central Virginia, FAACV. And the first time I did it was, I think, like at the bridge of spring and summer, and that was rough because it was windy as fuck. You know, it broke my tent. Like that's how powerful the winds were that day, and it just like my setup was like very minimal. Like it wasn't until I put a grid up with some prints on it I started making sales. Um, so like that day started very quite shitty, honestly. Like I was in the worst mood. And then once I started making some sales and people started actually coming to the table, then it started getting better. And again, because it was Nicole's idea to put up the a grid just so people can know what to expect, which, kudos to her. Um, so yeah, very like rocky first time, but then the second time was great. I don't know if it was just because of the weather or what, but it was probably the weather. I think the weather really helped. We had more performances, more activities, karaoke, um, and yeah, I had family visiting from Pittsburgh, and they came through with some family friends, and it was just awesome. Customers were awesome. I actually had this one customer say after buying two sketch cards, um, or did they buy three? I forget. They had a couple, and the guy was just like, yeah, I might come back later. And on episode 200, featuring my dear friend Nick, we talk about that. Where when someone's like, yeah, I'll be right back, they usually don't come back, right? But uh, that was not the case. They actually came back. Actually, I think I said that in that episode. Um, he actually came back and bought some more stuff, so that was awesome. Um, so yeah, that was pretty much the main highlights. I'm trying to think, what there was the one other. Did I do Norfolk? I may have done Norfolk also. Um, but then November was pretty big deal. Because in just for full transparency, this is actually recorded um, Thursday after Thanksgiving, so it's about a week after. um, yeah, November was a big month. Um, I did a this thing called it was autumn pop-up market. Uh, at this hotel in downtown Richmond. It's called the Moxie Downtown Richmond Hotel. And that was like another one that I didn't know what to expect. They actually, the organizer for that reached out to me, and it was a free event, like free space, free for attendees. And yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect. I don't even think I made any expenses, like as far as prints or frames. I pretty much just stuck with what I had. Um, it was an indoor setting. So yeah, I just tried to like yeah, not try I tried not to have any expectations set. But that one ended up having a pretty great result actually. I don't want to downplay it, but it was a pretty great outcome because people came through. I sold some things. Again, like I made profit technically because again, I didn't really spend anything prepping for that. So, um, and my neighbors were great. They actually made the time, like the passing time. Um, they interacting with them made time go by quicker and smoother. I almost said smoother, and yeah, it was overall great experience. Actually, I had a customer um that bought a sketch card. It was of a double cheeseburger, and she just so happens to be like a big I don't know, a fan or just a lover of food portraits. Because I told her, I'm like, yeah, like I actually do food paintings, but I don't have prints made of them, right? So they don't really sell well when I display them because I'm selling the originals. And she's like, oh, she was very enthusiastic about, my ideas for my food series because I plan on doing a food painting series, and it's going to be called um what is it going to be called? Shit, I just want blank. Um, the food court. There you go. No, no, not the food court. The food gallery. Durr. I talked about this before, and I completely forgot. The food gallery. So yeah, it's gonna. I have so many food selfies that I've taken uh over the last few years. So yeah, she was very excited when I told her about it, and I told her about the ones that I have for sale on my website, and yeah, not very long after, I think like maybe a couple of days later, she ended up buying. I told her about this painting of the. I had a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel painting. It was 5 by 7. It's in a matte frame, and she ended up buying that one. So, because I showed her some pictures of the other plates that I've done. So yeah, she ended up buying that. So that was pretty awesome. You never know. Again, you never know. What certain like your interactions with your shoppers can lead to. I said yeah, so that was great. Then I did my third market with Norfolk Flea Market. That has been my best experience because I did do it. I did go back again on December 1st, this past Sunday, and that one wasn't so great. Just it was just cold out, and I feel like everyone is still recovering from Thanksgiving. Like I know I was, and so, um, yeah, but it was still like pretty. That was that like the last line, just this recent time. It was still a good outcome in terms of like I still had a good time. Like I had a neighbor, who I just met and got along with, and yeah, he really helped make the time go by quicker. Also, interacting with the people there too. Like that's the thing, man. If I don't make sales, as long as I interact with the community and they're great interaction, great conversations, we're having a good moments, sharing laughs, um, then like I'm okay. I can actually be okay with not making sales. It's like it's that and giving out as many business cards and letting people know that I do commission work. Like I can't as long as I don't let people leave empty-handed or empty-minded, huh? Right? They gotta leave knowing something if they're not buying something. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with like a motto, but it's true though. Um, so yeah, the third time doing it in November, that was awesome. Like I had a lot of great moments. throughout that day. With my neighbors. Again, man, neighbors, if you get along with your neighbors, it really helps. Especially if like the traffic isn't that great, but you're getting along with your neighbors and you're able to like joke around and stuff. Like it really helps out. Um, but yeah, just a lot of again, aside from sales, but the interaction was great. I'm trying to think of what else. That's so like I was set up. I actually chose that same spot for the December one. I decided, hey, I'm by the water. There's a water taxi. That's why I think I did so well last month is because there was a water taxi that was, bringing people over there, and like I was right there. I'm on one of the tables right at the right where they get off. Uh, but it wasn't the same on Sundays. Too cold. Uh, but yeah, so it was just I had a great view. It was just I don't know. It was an awesome time. And I look forward to like I'm starting to like really kind of warm up to that vibe there, with the people. So I don't know, like I like to be back sooner than later. Um so yeah, and then the last thing was Thanksgiving. We hosted Thanksgiving for the first time. It kind of fell in our hands. But we made it work. Um, yeah, man. Ever since we found out that we were gonna host, we really just like put our feet on the pedal. Finishing our driveway, extending our driveway, and graveling it. So a lot of work outside, and then my wife, Nicole, was she was doing some painting work, redoing the trims. Um, so yeah, and just like getting furniture, because again, if you're watching or if you're listening, like I now have a pull out like sofa couch thingy majiggy. Um, and um, and then we got another couch in the sitting area down here. So, we started filling up, space with new furniture leading up to this past holiday. And it was awesome. It was great seeing the family from Pittsburgh again. Um, it was just great catching up. It was unfortunate. Unfortunately, it was a little too cold to do more outdoorsy stuff like hanging out in the parks and stuff. Like we tried that, but it was too windy at the time. We went bowling. We visited a couple of breweries. We still had fun, but there were some sort of like lull moments. Um, but overall, it was still great. Just kind of had to get used to the the newly adjusted schedule because like I was very much adamant about trying to get in my workouts to really start off my day, but had to adjust to having people in the house. So I mean it really wasn't an inconvenience, but it was just like all right, like just got to get used to this for a few days. But it was awesome. I will admit though, towards the end, I definitely was starting to burn out. Um, but only because it's always like this every year. But like Nicole's uncle, just he loves to drink and always wants to get fucked up. And I'm all about getting drunk, but I don't, sometimes like I gotta really put my foot down, and if I don't want to drink anymore, like I don't want to drink anymore. Like I don't want to be shit faced. And there was a point where I had to tell him that because I guess I wasn't having a good time, apparently. Um, or at least he didn't approve of the way I was enjoying the time. It was weird. I don't know. But it got to the point where I told him like, look, man, like I don't need to always be drunk, right? So that's like I was starting to like I was getting aggravated, but it was all good. The last day was very like what do you call it? Saturday. It was a very laid back, it was it was a very chill kind of day. Um what did we do? Did we go bowling that day? Was that bowling? Um but yeah, you know, I really can't do much anyway because I had to get up fucking early as fuck for the Norfolk. Early as fuck for Norfolk. But it's true. When I did that market, that flea market, I had to get up. I got up at 4:45 and then had to be on the road by 6:30 to arrive by 8 a.m. to set up. You know, 11 was the time that it started. So, yeah, that was a long fucking day. That was like a 13-hour day, I think. Um, but yeah, so going back to hosting Thanksgiving, overall, it was great, honestly. Honestly, I'm thankful that Nicole, that side of Nicole, like family, uh, like they're great about like helping each other cook and prep for the food because when it comes to my family with my siblings, my sister does all the cooking. Like my brothers are not known for being great cooks. Like I'm not a great cook, very basic. So, um, I feel like my sister has the most knowledge in terms of recipes for some of our favorite dishes. So, um, yeah. So Nicole's family is great about working together and then like, you know, and making the food and cooking and prepping the food. So I think next year we're back in Pittsburgh and then my brother-in-law and sister-in-law will host after that and then back to us. So um I will admit I could definitely be a little more hands-on the next time around. I very much was just like hanging out with Uncle Dave. Like just chilling, drinking and smoking. um so I will definitely be more hands-on and involved. Um so yeah, that's the recap there. That was the last, you know, that was the last few months. Um so yeah, I don't know, man. Time flies. Now, I actually am gonna shift and talk about the new content I've been posting on my channel, on my YouTube channel. Um, so because of Cybertronic's free and them inspiring my inner geekness, um, collecting action figures, particularly the Transformers, which then uh, inspired me to create toy reviews and breakdowns. I gotta say, there's something about it that's quite therapeutic and cathartic. Um, Again, just kind of this actually kind of uh, uh, correlates with what I was saying in regards to fan art and stuff. Just it's like it's a nice escape from all the global hoopla. So, and funny enough, making this content has really helped with the growth of my channel. Like, cause uh, I've gained more subscriptions since posting the this toy content. And by the way, it's called Terado on Toys. It's a I would play another because like I have playlists. I got the podcast playlist, art, and now Terado on toys. Um, and yeah, it's been like pretty like comparative to numbers I typically do with my videos, doing quite well. Um, even like compared to the podcast, I feel like I only just started recently gaining more views. Again, just talking about YouTube numbers, but the numbers are definitely they've gotten higher. Um, I think I talked about this before, but I think it's because I made the thumbnails better. But yeah, like the numbers with my toy content are pretty good, pretty decent. They could always be higher, but I don't have a big following or a big subscription. So it it doesn't matter honestly. Like, because again, like me and Nicole, we talked about it, right? Like if I can actually start monetizing this stuff and actually make a buck from my videos, like that'd be awesome. But I'm just doing this out of sheer fun and just like I love the process of it. It really taps into my sort of media arts um, route because I do love making videos. So, and I love toys, so I might as well make videos talking about toys. Um, but yeah, like because that's the thing. I talked about it in my intro video that I'm not, I'm like a casual collector. I'm more on the sort of low end, uh, you know, um, the low end spending on collectibles. So yeah, like the most expensive action figure that I bought, it was a Transformer, and it was like 67 bucks, I think. And there's one out there that exceeds that. It doubles that. And it's totally worth it. I plan on getting it. And yeah. Anyway, where was I going with it? I don't know, but it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, people have been like interacting with the videos too, like especially on my shorts. I started making these like ASMR transforming videos of me just transforming my toys. And because personally, I love the tapping and the clicking of the parts. Like something about it, again, it's cathartic to me. So I just yeah, I just love listening to that. And I know there's a community for it. So yeah, I enjoy it. It's so, you know, and again, looking at the numbers, looks like there's a lot of people that enjoy it as well. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how far this goes. And again, like if this leads to being able to monetize my content on YouTube, like that'd be wonderful. Um, yeah. Like it'd be nice to be able to make money off of just, making videos. Like I love editing. Like my major was media arts and animation and involved a lot of video editing and audio syncing and all that stuff. So yeah. You know, what else was I gonna say? I don't think I have anything else to say about that. So I will use this opportunity to plug my website, all right, theartofgtorado.square.site. That is where you can go ahead and browse and purchase artwork, everything and more that I sell at local events are purchasable online. Um, I'm closed. I'm fully booked for custom work. So yeah, I won't be available till, I've been saying late spring, but maybe summer might be more accurate. But you'll surely know when I'm available for commission work. Um, just stay tuned on. Well, actually, if you follow me on social media, all right, at Art of G Terado. Links again are provided below, and the link to my website is provided below. But yeah, just catch me on social media. That way, you'll really know, the up and up. And yeah, so I think that's it. I think that's a great way to catch you guys up on what I've been up to during the hiatus from this podcast. Um and yeah, if you did enjoy this episode, helped you get to know me a little bit more, um please subscribe if you want to catch more of Rated G, or on YouTube if you want to catch more content on my channel. Leave comments if you have any thoughts regarding this episode, or maybe suggestions for future episodes. Again, I will start having guests soon. Pretty much, once the holidays have passed. And yeah, feel free to share with your friends who might be into this stuff. All right. Um, yeah, in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay driven. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace out, folks.